Say hey, everyone. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late. Talking to the doctor. Now we're here. Happy game week 42. Jackie Robinson number. I see a lot of steals this week. Perhaps steals of home. If only those costed more. Those are decisive. What's up, Blue Law? What's up, Bob? I'm not even my own captain, so I hope that's not directed at me. I got a captain. Tyler, what's up? Jack, what up? What do we want to talk about today? We'll run through the pitching matchups, of course. Complete polar opposite to last game week, where we didn't like all the best projected pitchers. We didn't know if they were gonna start. What's up, Matt? We didn't know if they were gonna start, and we had guys going on Thursday, and all right, here we go. This is the opposite. We have locked in starters who project very well. We have a couple of guys out projecting Spencer Strider, which is it doesn't happen much. All right, so I know no one's running to these three Diamondbacks pitchers against Cincinnati. I do believe in Brandon Pfaadt, despite what you see here. I have some cognitive bias there, but since he's not a great offense, and I think he could finally shine. I don't know if he's ready for the big time, but he's a very highly touted prospect and has his day soon. But, a lot of pitchers struggle their first year. Some don't. Zach Gallen, that's on Monday, so that's fine. We don't have to worry about that. Strider and Fried are locked in. That's great. We don't care about the third one. If it's any of these guys, whatever. And Morton just spun an absolute gem right after I sold his super rare. Philip asks, Phillies or Cubs stack? I hope the Phillies. They almost propelled me to a win last week. So I got Schwarber, Harper, and Trey Turner projecting very highly. Turner is back in the 2-hole, so I have my faith returned to him and that he'll get back to what he needs to be. The thing is Kyle Schwarber is projecting the best out of those three, which he does because homers are worth so much, but you just have to know that naturally he's going to come with a lot of negative twos and fours. And even if he only hits one home run, which is like good for Kyle Schwarber in a 3-day span, he's going to get you like 20 points, and you're like, all right, cool, that's fine. That's a decent amount, but there's a chance he gets you negative. The other nice thing about Kyle Schwarber is you don't have to stack him. He is not really dependent. He's more dependent on the guys in the bottom of the order, because then if he hits homers, he's going to drive those guys in, and like you're not playing Eduardo Sosa, and I don't know who's at the bottom of their lineup right now. That kid in center field who's very good in the field. So you can play your Cubs stack with Schwarber if you want, but I wouldn't consider a guy like Schwarber, who doesn't get on for people, to knock in more than he knocks in himself and others. He's a very rare case, but there are other guys like that. Max Muncy projects very well. He's one of those guys as well. Low on base percentage guys who have high slugging, you don't have to worry about stacking them. But I see Castellanos here. Bellinger is under Castellanos, so projections are saying Philly stack, but yeah. Castillo versus Glasnow for priority. I think I go with Glasnow on Saturday instead of a Sunday pitcher. Both look similar on projection. So Castillo's in the better matchup. The Royals are very bad. Like, as bad as we considered the A's at the beginning of the season. So I'm actually going Castillo over Glasnow. And also Glasnow is facing a Yankees lineup, which is not very good, but has Aaron Judge. So it doesn't, Aaron Judge alone isn't going to blow up Glasnow's day. If he hits 4 homers off of him, as long as you get 4 strikeouts, you broke even. but neither go deep into games. They're just high strikeout guys. So they could give you 5 innings of 10 strikeout ball. They could give you 5 innings of 4 strikeout ball. They could give you 7 innings of 12 strikeout ball, like we just saw with Castillo. But Castillo has the better matchup. Phil Schwarber or Bellinger? I go Schwarber, but if the rest of your lineup is really good and if you can't afford a -4 and you want to win and not win a tier 2, then um, then I would say Schwarber. But I play for the upside, so I would say Schwarber, and he projects better. Yes, the walking does cancel out the strikeouts, so that's fine. It gets you a couple extra points. Bradish versus Gilbert for priority. I think Gilbert. Bradish has been good, but I don't know what his strikeouts like. Oh, Colorado's horrible. I did not realize they were playing Colorado. I've got Gilbert higher again against Kansas City. Those are two really bad offenses. I think Gilbert is more of a strikeout pitcher, but I don't know that. .146, 42 strikeouts, rest of season projection. I didn't know that they did rest of season. And let's go to Bradish, 32. Yeah, I would go Gilbert. Kansas City's bad. K-Lamp says, Castillo didn't do great against Kansas City. That's good to know. I try not to worry too much about that. I think on current form, Castillo has, been great, but he only struck out 3, and that sucks. If that replicated itself, I would be a little more willing to believe that it is the case. But yeah, I mean, 3 strikeouts, when you look at this, like, that ain't good. His walks are down incredibly, which is amazing because he was a high walk guy. But he looked good against Chicago, damn. Yeah, I mean, that was one of Castillo's few blunders recently, so I'm confident. But again, I'm starting him in super rare. Yes, he threw 47 straight fastballs. Yes. Yeah, the White Sox are shambolic. But so are the Royals. Yeah, having seen someone's stuff recently, especially that recently, I agree. 9 days ago, that is a worry. That is a worry. That's a good anecdotal thought, and I will allow it. And also, I consider the source, and I know K-Lamp knows exactly what he's talking about because he does way better than me at this game. I ain't naive. So yeah, Bradish. Bradish is a good spot. I would lean Gilbert, but I would give that about 5 confidence points out of 10. Cease or Hunter Brown? Oh boy. Cease projects very well. Hunter against Detroit. I would say Cease. Yeah, just know you could have a 5 inning or a 5 earned or a 7 earned or a 4 earned coming, and he's not striking out 10 lately. But yeah, I would go Cease. Tend to think when a pitcher play. Oh wait, did I skip anything? I got Zhao. KC's been swinging well recently. That's true. Sat 92 versus Kansas City. That's very interesting. Tend to think when a pitcher plays a team again in a short amount of time, they make sure to not get blown up again. That's fair. Also anecdotal. That's like a second layer of anecdotal. I'm pretty sure the numbers support what K-Lamp said, Quick turnaround against another team. Like, and logically, it makes sense too. Like, the Arsenal is looking good against these teams, so he's probably replicating the Arsenal. But he also has data. That's the other thing to consider is now he has data on Kansas City. So it's like a boxing match. It's just it's about who has the data. Yeah, yeah. I would like to see the data too. I'm pretty sure. But it's kind of like when you look at the second time through the lineup versus third time through the lineup data, that shows unequivocally that the third time through the lineup, guys generally have figured out your plan or your arsenal to some degree and is they have a better idea of what's coming. So facing someone 9 days apart, like yeah, they know the kind of mix they're gonna get, but it's on Castillo and Cal Raleigh or whoever the catcher is, and obviously the analytics department and the pitching coach to counterattack. So go back in the tape and look at what Kansas City was striking out against, because he obviously didn't have. He's a strikeout pitcher. He had trouble putting them away. So that's my thoughts on that. That's a good question, good discussion. I appreciate the input on that. All right, Giacomo. Giacomo's going to maybe do a relief pitcher show. Guys getting lit up as pitchers, it doesn't really matter if they strike out a ton of people. Like you can give up 5 runs and strike out 10 and still like not blow a game week. Not that that means anything to what we were just talking about, but I did not talk boost strategy, DJF. I will get to it. That's a good question as well. Lubla, I know you love Freddie Peralta. He's the same. Freddie Peralta is the same exact pitcher type as Castillo and Glasnow. And, probably Nola. But Nola's not as much of a power pitcher, and Nola goes deeper into games. But Peralta is just like Castillo. Castillo for sure, in that he's a high strikeout guy who tends to use up a lot of pitches trying to get through at bats. Glasnow is a high strikeout guy, but I think he's the best pitcher. I think Glasnow is the best pitcher. But I just like Castillo here. Barely. Because of the matchup. If Glasnow was the other way, it would be like pounding the table with Tyler Glasnow. Zhao, that's a great question. That's a great, great question, and I will help you answer that momentarily. I just did something that answers that question, and I will show it to you in one moment. I need to answer the Munoz question really quick, though. All right, I don't like Munoz this week. Ooh, okay. I didn't realize he just had a 21 pitch outing the other day. I don't know. He's had a day off, but like 25 pitches in 2 days, then a day off isn't like fresh. But he could very reasonably sit tonight for whatever reason. Maybe Seattle doesn't need him. Maybe they go to Matt Brash. I'm not running away from him, but he wouldn't be my favorite. That was for you, Giacomo. Philip asks, Bohm or Mountcastle? I am starting Mountcastle. I don't know where Bohm is. Probably higher. Bohm 84th this week. Mountcastle 45th. So that's a big enough discrepancy for me to just say Mountcastle. Marcelo Zuna is a T2 super rare. That's tough unless you dump him for the year. Yeah, man, I just won Sean Murphy as a tier 2. I finished fourth in AL All-Star, and I got Sean Murphy. I was very disappointed on that. Very disappointed. I don't necessarily think it's an error with Sorare. Like I think he's a tier 2 in a different game, maybe. But I don't know that Sorare is pricing catchers out because of their lack of utility. The price might, but people are still paying for Sean Murphy. I guess no one's paid for mine yet, as much as I'm trying. Okay. Yeah, I would definitely try and sell that Ozuna, but good luck. Good luck selling a super rare right now. Um, all right. DJ I've asked boost strategy with new coins, accumulate when to use, etc. Top line thoughts. All right. Let's probably don't need to show you this because you've seen it, but let's show you boosts exactly. Ooh. Oh, thank God. Someone bought my Ahmed Rosario. Speaking of someone I wanted to sell. All right. Here's coins. Here's the boosts. Okay. So let's do a little math. 5%. What do you consider a good score in a week? 40? Like if someone puts up a 40 for you, you're like, hell yeah, dude. Let's do that. 40 times 1.05 is 42. So would you like a 2-point boost on a 40? Obviously, that is then going to be boosted by the multipliers are where it gets interesting. Once you stack the multipliers, it's a little different. As is, like just taking a guy like, all right, he has no XP. And they just talked about this in the football letter, so I'm gonna try and get it right. Because they're moving the threshold up in cap 240, you're gonna need 280 now. And the reason they cited was the multipliers that add up. So the collection bonus, which will be coming soon, could reasonably be another 5%. So also you have the not affinity, that's MLB the show. The year boost, $5 for being the current year. So now again, we're talking just the straight boost. 40 times 1.05 is 42. That's 2 points. But if you multiply 40 by, all right, 5% for the boost, we'll say you got a good collection, it's a 3% boost, and then you have the affinity bonus or whatever the hell it is. So now all of a sudden you're looking at 40 times 1.13. That's 45.2. And then, of course, there's the XP that you've built up over time. So, say you have 7 XP on that guy. Now all of a sudden you're at 1.2 times 40 is 48. On one guy, that 8-point boost it could reasonably push you up the leaderboard. It would have put me in like second instead of fourth, and I would have won a much better card. So like when you're doing it like that, the strategy is to use it on people who already have multipliers, because then if they hit their upside, you're getting that much more of a multiplier. You don't want to use it on someone just to use it, and like use it on someone you don't have with a collection bonus and don't have the affinity bonus and don't have this all turned up to 11. And then he goes out and scores a 20 and you get 4 points. So you're just raising your upside by using them. That said, if a signed jersey, like Tyler mentioned, if a signed jersey is 35,000 coins, one rare boost is about 1/32 of a jersey. So that's what you're going to weigh it against, because we're going to start getting like price or like percent off tickets and signed jerseys, or a so rare hat for 15,000 is what it just went for. Stuff like that's going to start coming to the market slowly. It will be dropped, and you're going to have to be on it. You're going to have to be in line waiting for it to be able to spend your coins on it. So those are the two sides of it. I personally, if I have, so Kyle Schwarber is probably my best super rare, but I don't know that I would. Yeah, maybe I would, because I love the upside. Well, I have a Phillies collection in rare. Maybe I would use a boost on my Kyle Schwarber that I've had, it was like the first rare that I bought. So it's going to have some XP. I haven't sold it, stuff like that. Then that would be a good player to use my 5% boost on, especially when it's Schwarber, who could put up, if you have a player who can put up an 100, if you're looking at 100 times 1.2, if we talked about all that stuff, it's 20 points. So, like, your blow up week just got that. Can you imagine? 20 points, that's like an extra player. That's like a decent week out of a relief pitcher. You just added that. But, I mean, without it, this is the part to really drive home, is without it, not the 5% based on that 1.2 number, you're looking at 15 points. So is that all worth 5 extra points? I don't know why I had to do the math on that. That's really obvious that 5% of 100 is 5. So what's 5 points to you? It's a very low percent. But it's fine. We don't want high percents because that'll ruin the game. Maybe a little higher than that. I think it should be applied differently, personally. But that's the logic to it. You just have to decide, like, do you want to wait and win a jersey? I do. I do. I don't think that's going to make a big enough difference for me. There are going to be people who start using it, but, like, yeah. One player per entry, yes. You cannot stack them, is my understanding. Tucker or Robert if I already have Altuve in the lineup. Tucker, they hit right by each other, right? What's the difference in their projection? Tucker or Robert? Yeah, that's a 1.5 point projection. Like, just take the correlation there. Yeah, I would go Tucker. Straight up, who's worse and who's best? Rockies, A's, Royals. I would go. Oh, hitting wise. Yeah, you already. Yeah, that makes sense. Let me tell you. Yeah, yeah, advanced. There we go. All right. Weighted runs created plus is basically what they've done, what they've made of it. It's the Rockies are the worst. The A's have actually moved up. The A's have leveled up a little bit. I was going to say the A's far and away, but this says Colorado. What about WOBA? Oakland. Interesting. OPS? Oakland. So this to me would say that Colorado just had bad luck, and also they might be getting a giant park adjustment for playing in Coors. They're like, actually, they're much worse. Colorado does have the highest K percentage, but only by 0.7% over Oakland. Yeah, I would say Oakland, Colorado, and then Kansas City, probably by a wide margin. I didn't even notice Kansas City in here. I thought they were bad. Oh, yeah, they're right there. See? I'm just blind. All right, Kansas City's a little higher here. OPS. Kansas City's a little higher. Colorado. Okay. All right, I'm going Oakland is the worst, then Kansas City, then Colorado. There you go. Jow, I'm still going to come back to yours really quick. I got a lot to catch up on. I'm falling into some holes here. Rewards this week are for rare whack. Yeah, I mean, no rare worth higher than $60 is just because I think MLB's down, so you get that. But yeah, I was looking at. I told my brother before I opened my reward, I was like, the reward for fourth place has gone down, down, down. Like a couple weeks ago, it was like Yelich for like 0.55, and now it's like it's Sean Murphy for 0.28, excuse me. Talking ETH, I haven't fully converted to fiat yet, so bear with me. When you make your next ETH deposit, okay, cool. Yeah, they're there for you. You can. I won't need much. Waiting on merch for coins, yeah, I would rather that than another pathetic Mitch Keller reward for finishing top 20. Yeah, like if they're not gonna make the rewards as worth it to you in the game, just play the game and level up for what you get in the store. Like I don't think it's an issue to separate or to merge the two in terms of the prize pool. Like if you're complaining about the prize pool, like you play and you get stuff outside of the prize pool. What are you doing with your cards? You want more cards, you want more cards, you want more cards. Sure. Are you selling those cards and taking it off the platform and doing things that'll make you happy? Or do you just want to make money? Um, I understand, like, the rewards pool is pretty borked. Absolutely. But don't sleep on the coins in the club shop. I think we're going to find pretty quickly that the rushes to get those signed jerseys aren't as strenuous as they are in football. It's going to be easier to get stuff because we're ahead of the curve. Everyone who's watching this is early on Sorare MLB. So once we start getting like signed jerseys and people are like, "Oh, where did you get that?" I don't know. That's my optimism for it. I don't I don't think it's right. I think there was a conversation in the NBA Discord and people were like, "No, we don't want real life things." Like, what are you doing? Do you really think that so rare cards are going to be the next Bitcoin? It could blow up, but like also enjoy your like are you a fan of the game? Then have fun. This is a game. It's here for fun. And what do I like to spend if I were winning fake money, which I am now, I'm having fun and I'm happy with the product. And like if I go out and tell someone that I have a $14,000 so rare gallery, they think I'm a weirdo. If I have a signed Guardians jersey plastered in my office and someone walks into my office while looking, taking a tour of my house, and they're like, that's cool. I don't show them my so rare data page and be like, check this out. So yeah, people are bearish on the company, rightfully so, right now for how they've treated the fans, especially in the U.S. sports. But I got back into football and I saw how good it is over there. So like, I don't know. I don't know why I've delved into this rant. Um, but don't scoff at coins, man. Like, have fun. Have fun. It was because of the justification that like to me that just says more so like don't spend it on these boosts. People will, and you're going to get passed up by someone with a boost. It's inevitable. But would you rather have a Christian Encarnacion strand instead of your Sean Murphy, or would you rather have a signed jersey and something to like be proud of, like a trophy? Like I grinded, I did this. I don't know. Food for thought. I'll move on. I have a lot of other questions. Tyler asks for, and you know what? Let me do something really quick. I need to answer Jow. Jow, I hope you're still here. I'll circle back on everything, all these other questions, but I need to ask him this, or I need to answer this, and I'm going to show you something. I'm just going to show you a little look behind the curtain on what's going on at So Rare FP. This should be coming to the app hopefully soon. This is a program I built. Basically, it is a trade and reward optimizer. I need to make sure that you guys can actually see my screen, and it's going to show up on my side, I think, before your chats will. Okay, there you go. I don't know if you can read what's on the screen. Here you go. You asked about Aaron Judge. Jow, what scarcity? As you see, it's asking us what scarcity. So, Jow, what scarcity is your Aaron Judge? Limited, I assume? I'm just going to assume limited. I'm just going to type that in. So we're going to say 2. Here you go. The best single player you could get for that amount of ETH. All right, so let's start here. This line right here. Aaron Judge, rest of season projections 33.5 with an ETH of 0.05, essentially. Your top 1-for-1 swap, according to my projections and the prices, sorry, yeah, it's Freddie Freeman, projects better, and you can pocket 0.013 ETH. There are no 2 players that are better that you can afford with just the money from Judge. You can afford Freeman and Bregman. You can afford Freeman and Swanson. You can afford Freeman and Muncy. Is that worth it to you, or would you rather just take Freeman and pocket the change? There you go. That's that. We are working on getting that on the app. But yeah, that's the first program I've ever coded myself. Very excited about it. But that's basically how this channel began. It was, looking at people and being like, all right, I got this reward, or who should I buy? So that's the logic behind that. So to answer you, like, Jow, do you have a Freddie Freeman? Because he projects better. At some point, I'll start using 2024 projections, which I think Freeman actually takes a pretty big step back because of his age. Let's see. Yeah, Freeman's down at 21. Aaron Judge is at 4. So that's just, I can only give you an answer so far. Would I do it? Probably not. But, I mean, Judge is no spring chicken. He's going to be 31. I'm about to be 33. I know how my body holds up. Yeah, Judge is 31. He's going to be 32 next April. Freddie Freeman is 33 now, and he will be 34 in September. So, yeah, like a year and a half older. But I would just take that ETH. Like, you're going to get virtually the same production, 1-for-1. If you have other Yankees or something like that, or, I mean, the other thing to consider is VORP and outfielders are technically more valuable, but you're getting the best corner infielder. Not named Ohtani, although Ohtani, I don't even know that he does. So, I get the data sets from, I mean, partly myself. I have a kind of rudimentary way of doing a lot of it, which I'm trying to speed up. But okay, back to the questions. Okay, Tyler says, do I think collection bonuses need to be the same scarcity? Yes, I believe so. Yeah, year and team and scarcity. I believe all 3 of those apply. Lublaw says, I'm scared to save coins for merch or jerseys since they will exclude EU for giveaways already, so I'll just burn every week $5 for my priority lineup. Okay, yeah, if they're going to be cheap and not shipped to the EU, then yeah, I would do the same thing. It's messed up though. Yeah, rare 2022 Cubs collection. Yes. You can't stack them, right? Yeah, that's correct. No Jordan Luplow rares for the Braves collection. He got traded. Yeah, that'll be different. I don't know how that'll go. I know there's some guys on like the Spurs collection from last year. Like they added Dan Juma. I don't know if that means anything to you. Um, they added Dan Juma even though he came in on like a January loan and stuff like that. Might be at the time of issuing. I don't know. I don't think they're going to move the needle, but maybe they will. If the team adds a bunch of players, then maybe you can get any one of them because it's a points-based system. You don't need the whole collection. Cole Reagan's on Royals looks solid around 100. Interesting. Interesting. He was popping in projections. What do I think of Tim Anderson as the play to win you All-Star wear? This I would say no. He might actually be one of the worst qualified hitters in baseball. So no. What's your thoughts on Colas from the White Sox? I don't know much about him. It's Oscar Colas, right? Yeah. He's got a pretty dope tattoo. Here, let me actually show you my screen. Okay. Sorry, guys, I'm running out of gas. My voice is kind of going on me. Colas, 45 future grade. Yeah, no, it doesn't do much for me. He's a negative WAR player, 57 weighted runs created plus, and yeah, he's a 45 grade prospect. I wouldn't touch him. Okay. Yeah. Oh, as a collection boost, he's fine. If he's super super cheap, then great. But yeah, I don't think he's gonna do much for you now. Tyler says buying a couple of cheap super rares to get a guaranteed 150 coins is a play. Yes, it's an investment for sure. It's definitely a way to soak up some of those bad players on the market. I think people should do it. I think it benefits the platform. Just another way, again, like this is where we need to be thinking in terms of faith in a certain aspect of the platform. Like there are ways that these things interlink. And I think adding the fun aspect onto, just the game aspect is huge. And also, yeah, it can make up for some it can boost the market. I don't know that everyone is going to think about buying a couple of cheap super rares to get a guaranteed 150, but we could talk. I can find some bargain basement super rares if you want, and you can even just run them in super rare all star with a couple. You can buy three, and if you have three okay ones, then maybe they pop off. It's really hard to win there though. Larry says he'll be waiting for jerseys or signed balls. Giacomo doing a lot of complaining on me. So it seems. A lot of jokes about their ineptitude, but I don't know, man. Depends on scarcity. Okay, now we're catching up. All right. What do I think about Garrett Cole against the Rays? I don't love the Rays. I don't love facing the Rays. I don't love what Garrett Cole has been giving recently. Garrett Cole's only our 14th highest projected pitcher. He could have a bounce back. Second highest weighted runs created plus on the season. Let's look at. Let's see. We went last, say, 2 months. Last 60 games. There's Tampa. 11th. Still pretty decent. He's fine. And if he goes vintage, then great. But yeah, they're a pretty middling offense right now. I don't hate the matchup. Not nearly as much as I thought I would. It's not bad. All right. All right. Yeah, I'm losing a little steam. Anyone else have any questions before I get out of here? I'm going to go a little bit early. I'm going to cycle through the news channel real quick. Da-da-da. News channel, news channel. That's NBA news. All right. Brewers lineup looks normal. Rangers lineup looks normal. Let me actually pull that up. God, I'm so happy I sold him at a Rosario. All right. Da-da-da, that looks fine. Ooh, Harris in the 2-hole. Who are we missing here? Oh, he must have just been there since Albies has been out. Muncy, Freeman, Betts. Royals are the Royals. Yeah. Nothing crazy. All right, y'all. I didn't get any other questions, so I think I am going to head out. Unless there's anything else. All right. I'm going to take that silence as a yes. If y'all have any other questions, I will keep this. I'll keep the YouTube tab up. So if you have more questions, I can answer you by text if I leave before you see this. Otherwise, have a great weekend. I didn't even tell y'all about my hellish weekend. Sorare wise, it's not a big deal. It just hurt. Going to bed Wednesday night, I was in first place in Super Rare Pro and first place in uh, Rare All Star. Finished 16th or 18th in Pro outside of the rewards. Finished fourth, one Sean Murphy in All Star. So, yeah, I don't need to go too in depth on it, but I was not happy. So, okay, that's gonna do it for me. Again, if you have anything here in the next couple of minutes, just drop it in the chat. Otherwise, I will catch y'all on Monday. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. I very much appreciate all of you, and have a wonderful weekend.